friends, it's Carrie here with eatingonadime.com. Today we're making Crockpot Olive Garden chicken Alfredo pasta. My favorite part is the Crockpot does all the work, super simple ingredients, and you can get the full recipe in the link in the description. Let's go. We are on a mission to help families get dinner on the table in minutes. I'm going to show you how to make a super popular recipe in your crock pot. People are loving this recipe because it's delicious and it's not a lot of ingredients. So today we're making Olive Garden chicken Alfredo pasta, and the crock pot's going to do all the work, guys. If you need the recipe, you will find the link in the description, or you can say recipe below and we'll send it to you. It's a good one, guys. You're gonna wanna pin it, save it, and share it because this recipe is one that everybody in the family is gonna love. Okay, let's get going. Okay, so first thing we're gonna need is a crock pot. Any slow cooker will work for this recipe. I am using my Instant Pot Aurora, which is just a 5-in-1 slow cooker, but your grandma's crock pot will work. You do not need your crock pot to do anything fancy today. We're gonna start off with 4 chicken breasts, diced up. I diced these up. You do not have to dice them up. You could leave them whole and then shred them at the end, but there's something about diced up chicken with pasta that I just love. So that's why I opted to go ahead and dice it up. Plus, it's gonna save me a little bit more time at the end of the recipe because I don't have to shred any chicken. So if you have a little bit more free time in the morning on any of your chicken recipes, go ahead and dice it up before you throw it in the crock pot, and then you won't have to shred it at the end of the day. It just makes it just a little bit easier. Not that shredding chicken's hard, right? Then we're going to need, let me pull up my full recipe here. Then we're going to need a tablespoon of minced garlic. You could mince your own garlic if you want to, but if you've been following me for a while, you know I like things super lazy and very easy in the kitchen without sacrificing flavor. I'm gonna do a heaping tablespoon of minced garlic. Just throw that in there. Then we're going to need a little bit of black pepper, about a ½ teaspoon. Remember, you can get the full recipe and the link is in the description, or you can say recipe and we'll send it to you. It's Olive Garden chicken Alfredo pasta. The crock pot's doing all the work. Well, it's not last. Sorry. Not last and not least, the Olive Garden salad dressing. This is Olive Garden Italian salad dressing. If you can't find this brand, you can get this pretty much at any grocery store. I remember growing up, we used to have to buy it at the restaurant, but now we don't. But you can get this at any grocery store. If you cannot find it, you could just substitute this recipe and use regular Italian dressing. It will be a little bit different. As you can see, Olive Garden's Italian dressing is a little bit creamier than a regular Italian dressing, but I've tried it both ways just to see, because I know some of my readers cannot get this salad dressing, and it's still gonna be delicious. So it calls for 16 ounces. My jar, I didn't have the smaller jars, so I have a 24 ounce, so I'm gonna do most of the jar. So I'm just gonna drizzle this on top of the chicken. A little bit more. Okay, it's gonna feel quite a bit. That's okay, your chicken is gonna soak it up and it's gonna cook through. Then we need a ½ cup of Parmesan cheese. You could do shredded or grated. I'm just using what I already had in my refrigerator. I'm gonna sprinkle this on top. That's it, guys. That's all we're gonna do right now. We're gonna put the lid on. We're gonna slow cook this on low or high, depending on how much time you have left. Okay, now that the chicken is completely cooked through, I'm going to stir in a block of cream cheese, 8 ounces. It'll take about 10 minutes or so. So while this is melting inside, I have a pot of water boiling that I'm going to boil the pasta, and then we're gonna stir it all together and dinner's done. Okay, once it's completely melted through and your pasta is boiled, you're just going to drain the pasta and mix it in. Now, a couple tips that I wanted to give you guys. If you find that it is really runny, because sometimes chicken has a lot of water injected into it, and then as it cooks, you'll get more liquid in your crock pot than what you wanted. What I like to do is I will take about 2 tablespoons of cornstarch and mix it in, which is what I did today. I mixed it in with a 1/2 cup of cold water. I take a fork or a whisk, I mix it up really good, and then you pour it in. You can pour it in right now or before you add your pasta. And then you just let it sit in your crock pot. It'll take about 30 minutes to 20 minutes, and it will thicken the pasta, thicken the sauce into more of like a sauce or a gravy texture instead of just a liquid. So that would be my biggest tip to turn any crock pot meal into a thicker sauce. As you can see, it's beautiful and it's thick. The last thing I like to do is top it with more Parmesan cheese. You don't have to, but I like to do that. I like to put the lid back on for just a couple more minutes, maybe get your side salad out, and dinner's done. Thanks so much for joining me, friends. Remember, you can get the full recipe. The link is in the description. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any more of our simple but delicious recipes. Bye, friends.